Hi, I'm Nick Crystal, and this is my persuasive speech. Should college athletes get paid? Can you imagine being a Division I football star, all the lights shining down on you, thousands and thousands of people watching your every move you make on the field and chanting your name as you make the winning play? Now imagine being that same football star and going home just to get dressed up again for your late night job as a busboy, so you can barely squeak through each month. Being a Division I athlete is a full-time job that rewards very little. Today, I will inform you on why these college athletes should receive compensation. After researching countless articles debating both sides of the argument, I am a credible and informed source to speak on the topic. First, I will show you how the school makes millions off these athletes while they live in poverty. Then I will explain how being a student athlete is a full-time job. And lastly, I will tell you about how we can fix this problem. Now, let's dive into what really goes on at these Division I programs. These Division I programs are taking advantage of their players. According to a study by Sporting News written by Matt Hayes, 86% of college athletes are living at or under the poverty line. While these programs, most specifically NCAA Division I football and men's Division I basketball, make millions off promos and national TV deals, these athletes are only granted free or discounted schooling. Many of these poor athletes have no money in their pocket because they don't have any time for anything besides their sport and schooling. The point is that scholarships doesn't equal cash in a player's pocket. Even with any type of scholarship, college athletes are typically dead broke. But how much do the top NCAA executives make? About $1 million per year, writes Tyson Harnett for the Huffington Post. These athletes are not only playing to improve their future in hopes of getting that professional contract, they're playing to put money in the pockets of the executives. While the players are walking around broke, the ones who reap the real benefits from all the money coming in, according to Mark Edelman in his article 21 Reasons Why Student Athletes Are Employees and Should Be Allowed to Unionize, most profits from college athletes do not go towards academics. Instead, they go to the coaches, the athletic directors, and the administrators. Mark Edelman, who is an associate professor at the law of the City University of New York's Baruch College, says last year the average salary for a BCS eligible football coach was $2.05 million. Most of these athletes won't ever sign that big professional contract and will never get to take advantage of their time under the spotlight. Instead, they're being used in a pyramid scheme, and the cycle needs to be stopped. That leads into my next topic. Why are all these student athletes broke? The answer to that question is simple. Being a student athlete, a full-time job. With gruesome hours lifting weights in the morning, school throughout the day, and practice and games at night, there's no time to fit in anything else into their schedule. Edelman states that the typical Division I college football player devotes 43.3 hours a week to his sport, 3.3 more hours than the typical American work week. That statistic is not even taking into account the hours that they're in school, doing homework, or studying. That is strictly hours devoted to their sport. These athletes are also expected to miss large amounts of time in their classes. At some schools, the road to the NCAA men's basketball championship may require student athletes to miss up to a quarter of all their class days during the spring semester. Not only do they miss class, but they are absent for nationally televised games that make a lot of money and receive millions of viewers, according to Mark Edelman. On top of already missing classes for nationally televised games, these athletes have to travel all over the state and sometimes across the country for their games. No one can hold down a part-time job with a schedule so sporadic. Now that we have established the cause, we can now move on to the solution. Weekly stipends. Brennan Thomas writes in an article published by Bleacher Report, if schools added $100 a week stipend to all 200 athlete scholarships, it would cost roughly $800,000 a year. $800,000 a year for these multi-million-dollar programs would hardly put a dent into the salaries of the coaches and executives running the show. Now, sport programs such as soccer and baseball with smaller amounts of revenue each year would have to pay their players less money, of course. Football and basketball players would receive the most money because, well, their sports bring in the most income. Recently, steps have been made towards progress, though. In September of 2019, the California governor, Gavin Newsom, passed Senate Bill 206, also known as the Fair Play to Pay Act. This law allows college athletes to profit from their name, their image, and their likeliness. This bill will go into effect in 2023, and if the bill survives the expected court challenges, it could reshape NCAA's business model, says Alan Kim from CNN. Sadly, this bill will only help the stars of each sport. The players that are up on the billboards and commercials and so on, most of those players that benefit from these bills are already the ones destined to sign large professional contracts anyways. But it is a good start to fixing the issue. Now that I've explained the solution, I can wrap up my argument. In conclusion, these D1 executives sit back and watch athletes work their butts off so they can make millions off the success of their team. But it's really the student athletes that are the ones out there putting in the gruesome hours of work each day, and they're the ones barely making it by themselves. I hope that today I've opened your guys' eyes up to why student athletes should be entitled to compensation. Athletes earn their schools hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, increased enrollment, and if they do well, they provide a recruiting place for generations. Top NCAA executives are getting close to $1 million per year, while an athlete can't even earn $50 for signing a few autographs. Thank you.